standing in front of the mirror, and she was undressing. Mariam froze. Her eyes were locked on Stella's smooth and delicate skin. She tried to avert her gaze, but it was too late because Stella had already seen her lusting after her body from the mirror. "Do you like what you see?" Stella asked in a soft and teasy tone, catching Mariam completely off guard. Grace stammered, what are you talking about?" she asked, but Stella moved closer. This time her eyes were looking seductively into Mariam. "I saw how you were looking at me. Do you want to taste? It is soft, succulent and juicy," she said in the most inviting voice. Of this right now, Mariam's voice trembled as she tried to regain control. She could felt the word. All of her restraint crumbled, but she couldn't let this happen. She is a pastor's wife, she thought to herself, but Stella was relentlessly. She leaned in and kissed Mariam gently on the lips, and in that moment, years of suppressed desire exploded within her. Mariam lost all control, and they found themselves entangled, lips locked in a passionate embrace, and for the first time in years, Mariam felt alive again. From that day on, Mariam's relationship with Stella changed. They began meeting in secret, finding every opportunity to be alone together. They would meet in secluded spots after church events, finding silence in each other's arms. The thrill of the forbidden affair consumed Mariam, and for the first time in life, she was truly happy. One of the times, they met up in a small park near the church, sitting in secret places. As they embraced, the cool evening breeze swept through their hair, but Mariam's heart raced with heat. The next meeting was at a church guest house after an outreach event where they spent the night together, wrapped in each other's arms. Another meeting took place during the women's fellowship retreat, where they sneaked out in the middle of the night to the toilet. They turned on the shower and the water dripped on them as they shared their secret moments. Every meeting made Grace more addicted and more trapped in the web. She knew she could never escape. One weekend, as Mariam's birthday was approaching, her husband, Pastor Daniel, wanted it to be a grand celebration. He instructed Stella to assist in preparation for the event, so Stella was asked to come over to the house. The weekend was set and the house was filled with activities that night. As everyone retired to their rooms, Mariam sneaked out of her matrimonial bed and tiptoed to the guest room where Stella was staying. Stella was awake and waiting. As soon as Mariam entered, Stella smiled. Her eyes light up. "I knew you would come," she whispered. Then Mariam sighed and said, "Please, this is not why I'm here. Stella, we need to be very careful this weekend," she said softly. "No one should find out about us," she cautioned. Then she turned to make her way to leave. But as Mariam turned to leave, Stella grabbed her hand and pulled her in for a deep kiss. Mariam couldn't resist. She melted into Stella's hands, and soon they were lost in each other's embrace once again. In the quiet of the night, Pastor Daniel woke up and reached out for his wife, but she wasn't there. There was a frown and he sat up calling her name softly, but there was no response. He got out of the bed, checked the bathroom, checked the kitchen, and even the sitting room, yet Mariam was nowhere to be found. As he passed the guest room where Stella was staying, he heard some noise coming from the room. Then curiosity got a better part of him. He noticed that the door was slightly open. He peeped, but what he saw sank his heart. He pushed the door open and was met with a sight that shocked his soul. There in the dim light of the room was his wife, entangled with her personal assistant.